Welcome to Ueno Station. You can see the Narita Express departing from here. This is an old station front. I love the way that it has been renovated, but they kind of keep it the way it was. What was that? Looks like it's in the 1920s or something. You have the clock up there. All train stations should have a grand clock. And this one has not kind of a small one. It looks like something you'd find in the dentist office. It's 11:10 p.m. a.m. Sorry, in the morning. Beautiful blue skies today. And I thought I would just take you, not to the haircut, because I am in definite need of getting a haircut. I need to get this thing shaved down. Never mind that. Ignore my awful hair day. I don't care. I want to take you from here to the Saigo Takamori statue. If you don't know what that is, this is Saigo Takamori. If you ever saw The Last Samurai, was Ken Watanabe's character. The main character with Tom Cruise was this guy, the rebel samurai. Saigo Takamori is in this park. A statue of him walking the dog is just around the corner or the back of the station. And we're gonna go from here all the way to the station. You can see the Yamanote line cruising by over there. But also, there is a very interesting point I want to show you so you can get some great pictures of Tokyo. If you are here, you definitely want to check it out. So let's get moving. Let me show you a little bit on this area. This above ground platform is really neat. Oh, look at this, there's one of those open air buses. I'm seeing this more and more. I guess tourists really like that kind of stuff. I've never been on one. But this above ground platform is the safest way to get around this street. It is really a mess. And when I show you the Google Earth here, check it out. Good morning. You can see, I'm gonna bring it down here. Where exactly is Ueno? Ueno. And what exactly does this area look like from the sky? You can see the Imperial Palace where the Emperor lives right in the center of the big park. And now we're gonna come on down into Ueno. Or just Ueno, if you say it in English. There's the Marui, the 0101, we call it Marui, and the above ground platform with, I guess this is Showa-dori. There's a highway going above it. It's such a mess. The 1964 Olympics brought in these above ground highways that were built along other roads and rivers. And here's Ueno Park. It is not that far away. One of the most beautiful coffee shops. Well, if you like the Starbucks chain, you probably find a really nice one inside of here. But also, the Ueno Zoo is really good. You have to make a reservation online. They only take a certain amount of people, I think, nowadays. But it's a great breakup of the urban setting going into the park and seeing the animals, especially if you have kids. And then there's the pond there. So let's go take a look at Ueno. Ueno. Gotta say it right. You gotta say it right. Hopefully the microphone is in yesterday's live stream. For some reason, the pin mic, hold on a second, it's kind of unbalanced. All right, sometimes you gotta calibrate the gimbal there. The trains are coming in here. Ueno is a major train station. This is a hub. So if your hotel is here, it's a pretty convenient place, especially from Narita Airport. You have the Narita Express also. I believe the Narita Express is coming here. I don't know, I kind of forget. But I know that the Keisei line also comes here. There's a station, we'll go past it as well. Very convenient. Lots of restaurants, lots of places to go out and drink, lots of entertainment here. I guess you have the rental cycles down there as well. That's new. There's a Hard Rock Cafe right there inside of the station as well. If back in the 1990s, I remember all the travelers wanted to get Hard Rock Cafe t-shirts when they traveled abroad. Hard Rock Cafe London, Hard Rock Cafe Tokyo. I think this one says Tokyo or Ueno, I can't remember, but it's one of the great Hard Rock Cafe destinations. I made an episode here about 2 years ago. I rode my bicycle here at like midnight to watch them clean the station, and Ueno is a massive station inside. This Starbucks here on the outside of the Hirokoji entrance has expanded to give it a little balcony, which I think is kind of nice to be outside. So I want to take you inside just a little bit. Just show you what Ueno Station looks like. It looks like a really typical station with this really large entrance to it. Not a lot of the stations have something like this. I think that makes Ueno pretty special. There's the Hard Rock Cafe I was talking to you about. It's very easy to get lost in here, so take your time. If you do come out on the Yamanote line, you can make sure you're going at the right exit. Make sure you do that from the platform. Do you understand? So after you get off the Yamanote line, on the platform, make sure you go down the right steps. So you can see here, there's a lot of action going on in Ueno Station here. There's a supermarket as well, and so you can get like an apple. Recently I don't like to eat a lot of rice and stuff, so I'll get some yogurt in here, some Greek yogurt with almonds or something. So you can get that kind of stuff at the supermarket inside of here. Or if you're a little bit, if you're not watching your weight, so I'm not watching my weight, I'm just watching my health. But if you're not watching your health as much, nothing wrong with that. You're on vacation. You can get some of these delicious morsels inside of the Anderson Bakery, and they put, what's different about this Anderson Bakery is that they have panda items. Because of the zoo nearby, a lot of the items have like a panda mini. I think they sent the pandas back too. But there's some meronpan right there. Oh my goodness me. Michael Sassano, I'm gonna have to come back here and get some of this stuff to take back home. Diet over. And Halloween is here, so you have some ghost pan. Looks like some delicious sugar. Oh, this is the devil. Look at those cinnamon rolls there. Oh my goodness. Super Mr. Crazy Man, what movies do you like to watch and shows? Oh, look at those dark cherries. I'll answer that en route. Thanks for the question. Again, Anderson Bakery has a long history here in Japan. I guess it's a Danish bakery. It's very easy to get lost inside of Ueno Station. Again, you can get your t-shirts. You don't even have to eat at the Hard Rock Cafe. You can get your t-shirts inside of there. All right, out we go, the Hirokoji exit. All right, so if you're looking here, Hirokoji is, I would say, the most convenient one to go to Okachimachi and Ameyoko, which is my favorite market in Tokyo. By market, I mean like old school market, okay? Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. It's got like this old vibe that hasn't changed in a long time. I like that. As you see, I think that's a Tokaido line? No, what is that? The Shinjuku. No, gosh, there's so many lines. It's been for ages because I don't have to take the train so much because I can ride my bicycle pretty much everywhere. From this point, you can get a look down the one side of Ameyoko Market, and look at this. There's some train history here. Isn't that special? Yokozo, welcome to Tokyo. Oh, so I'm guessing that the statue is, so Ueno, the area here, this was for people that were living up in Tohoku, this was like their center. So if you're coming from Aomori, coming from Akita, Iwate, up there, you would come into this station on the Joban line or some of the other train lines, and this became a very big hub of people coming from the north of Japan. And you can see they're welcoming, I guess, people here coming from the north into Tokyo. That's kind of cool. A lot of history. I guess this is made from an actual newspaper article from Heisei 15. What? Oh no, that's when they made it. That's a locomotive. But down here, sorry for bringing it too closely, down there, I'm going to show you the entrance. My friend Shimura-san, if you are coming and visiting Japan like these people here, you can tell they're wheeling suitcases around. There's a lot of tourists. I just hear the sound of wheeling suitcases. So I like to watch, actually, I hate to admit it, but I like to watch like black and white movies. Like my favorite movie of all time, maybe Pride of the Yankees, gets me every time. When I had a crush on Teresa Wright when I was a kid, watching, boy, Lou Gehrig did pretty good there. And grew up in the shadow of the New York Yankees and on the East Coast of the U.S., so it's great that they'll be going to the World Series. Although I'm kind of cheering for the Dodgers as well. It's going to be an interesting one. We'll see what happens with the World Series. I don't know. It's hard to say. I like Braveheart as well. I was rooting for, back in 1995 or 1996, not a lot of people. Braveheart was not a big movie until after the Academy Awards. When it first came out, nobody had watched it. I remember going to the theater and watching it. It was completely empty. And then it got the Academy Award, and then they brought it back like 20 years ago, and the things were full. That was a tough year for me because I wanted Babe to win. That's also in my top 10, the movie Babe with the pig. And then there's Braveheart, like the extreme spectrum of family and violence. So I don't know, it's hard. This is Ameyoko Market, and this is the main entrance to it, but I've been here so many times. We are not going in this direction, but it's nice to see you today on a sunny day. My friend Shimura-san, I'm not going down there because he's definitely going to give me free stuff every time I go. He's got a heart of gold. I've known him for so long. Let me just show you a quick shot of him in his shop here. Look at his son. Goes in there, gets his dad. He goes, "Dad, he's here." John's here, and look what happens. The boss comes out. He's like, "Coming." I was standing kind of far away. Shimura-san has been here for something like 45, 50 years, not giving away, but for 1,000 yen, and he hasn't changed the price. You get a bucket of Japanese confection. And I said, "What do you got this time?" And then he started putting it in the bag. I'm like, "No, I don't want this stuff. It's going to ruin my diet." And he gave it to me, and Leo and I finished it off before Mom got home. This is a massive sugar rush. Trust me, we didn't eat all that. Actually, I think Kanai got into it because I don't remember half that stuff. What? Boy, he's got a heart of gold. You can find him. He's only about 2 minutes down the street on the left side. Look at that. So I'm pointing it out. He has a daughter who also lived in New York for a while. So it's kind of fun to have not free snacks, free snacks for me, because we're like family. I've known him for decades. All right, I'm gonna take you up to this point. I want you to remember this because in 5 minutes or 7 or 8 minutes, we're gonna be back here. There's nobody up there. Go up to the stairs here and you'll have one of the most, there's one person. You'll have one of the most outstanding photos of the above platform of trains going by. That might make a good postcard for the postcard club. I give up postcards, well, I give out, but for supporters that are in the postcard tier, I send them postcards from Tokyo Station every month, and this month's postcard is outside of Tokyo, Kochi Prefecture. I think I got one here. I'm going to show you this view live. You can see it on the corner of your screen here. We're going to go up there after we go to see Saigo Takamori. I just have a fear here that potentially the signal's not going to be strong up there, so we're going to see what happens. Right here is the Keisei Ueno Station, and this side is very urban. In fact, you could follow this road all the way to Akihabara. It's only about a 12-minute walk, I want to say. It's not very far at all, and if you keep going straight, you'll get to Ginza. This is Chiyo Avenue, the Ueno part of it. And it's kind of cool if you get a hotel around here. You could just get a bicycle and ride to so many places. There's also a direct connection on the Ginza line going to Shibuya. So, and then you have the Yamanote line, which also goes there. You can get to Shinjuku, Harajuku off of the Yamanote line. So very convenient place. And so it's more affordable than other places. Here's the Keisei Ueno Station where you can catch the Skyliner. I think that's what it is. Let's go just take a quick look-see at the station. I haven't been here in ages because I don't live on this part of the city, so I never take the Keisei line to Narita. I just take the bus. But if I lived in Ueno, I would be taking the Skyliner because it is pretty comfortable. But let me just give you a quick look into here. It is active. Boy, there's a lot of tourists coming from the airport. There's a Family Mart in here. Currency exchange. Oh, and you can see here, there's the train times going to Narita. They even have it in Korean and Chinese. Interesting. It's, oh, they even have the prices here. It's 2,580 yen, so you can see the Skyliner to Narita. Interesting. All right, let's get out of here. Very interesting. The Narita Express, I think, is a little bit overpriced. But, you know, if you got the JR Rail Pass, you would take it. But I typically just prefer the bus because you can put your luggage underground or under the bus. Here's this month's postcard. Beautiful scene from Kochi Prefecture. That's me. I'm standing there overlooking the Pacific Ocean at sunset. This is one of the most stunning postcards that I've made in a long time, and I hope you guys. This is also in the episode, the John Manjiro episode on the main channel. So yeah, I'll put this in the mail from Tokyo. It'll have a Tokyo postmark and a Japanese stamp on it, and a message giving you information on tourist attractions around the country. So help you build up your list or your itinerary of places that maybe you wouldn't have known about, like the shrine, Ryugu Shrine in Kochi Prefecture, which is it's a jewel. For sure. All right, it does smell like pee-pee, human pee-pee. So basically any park in Paris, it smells like Paris here. I guess it's a good thing. You've got unusual artists. I don't know if I'm impressed or concerned. As long as he doesn't set himself on fire. In the spring, these are sakura trees. There's one over there. There's a variety of sakura trees. If most people will walk on this side, and there's a walkway, as I showed you in the Google Maps, Google Earth earlier, that'll take you down an amazing walk that's usually full of tourists. Used to be that you could get a blue sheet and you'd be able to reserve a spot. You'd see company men, the freshmen, the new workers, they would have to sit there for all day to reserve the best spot for the boss so that they could drink at night. And he would just sit there like a spider in the middle of the web to protect the blue sheet. You can't do that anymore. I think it's kind of a shame. All right, so, excuse me, there is a beautiful cafe here. The Green Park building. I think it's Italian. Le Quattro Stagioni. And if you veer to the right, my voice will go down a little bit because it has gotten quieter. We are in front of the Saigo Takamori statue, which is such an impressive It's so Japanese. You got a samurai walking his dog, a slice of life back in the 1870s, I guess this was. The Meiji Restoration ended the samurai era. And Saigo Takamori was one of the... He's originally from Kagoshima. Strong dude. Look at the little doggy. What kind of doggy is that? He's either got war paint on or the pigeons have gotten him. It's hard to say. I guess it's copper, which is why it turns green in there. But this is maybe the best time of year in the fall because the trees here turn yellow. Do you see that? And it's a really nice scene with the autumn leaves, and we're getting closer to it. This is at the very beginning. I think it just started to change a couple of weeks, a couple of days ago, I should say. Pretty interesting. Bronze is it? Okay, thank you, Yogi Mew. Which has copper in it. The dude is a little pudgy. Hey, he's in his later years here, so. Yeah, of course he's going to be a little bit, you know, he's past his prime in this, I believe. He became something of a statesman, and it's interesting. It's such an interesting life. I've been to Kagoshima, where the original Kagoshima. They also have a statue of Saigo Takamori there, and you can go and see that as well. It's even larger than this one, but again, he's the Satsuma clan, very powerful clan. I know a lot of the history, but I don't know, there's a lot more I could still learn about it. It's fascinating stuff. Basically, he got the "I'm retired, leave me alone" dad bod. I'm like, that's awesome. I will never get there. I will fight that until the end of time. Which, at my age, probably inching closer. I feel pretty good. I feel good. Which is why I stay away from bakeries and stuff if I can. It's just harder, very hard. In the spring, this place is the place. Oh my, I'm walking through here. This is the first time since maybe, I don't know, April? Excuse me, sir, could you direct me towards the closest freshwater pond? Is he taking me there? You'll find a lot of pigeons here. But in general, the trees here are stunning. And there's a place where, like, you have to come here early in the morning to claim a spot, but it's very much like, I don't know. It's very much like Oktoberfest, which I believe is finished now in Munich. It goes on from the end of September to around October 5th, isn't it? I forget, I've been there a couple of times. It's very much like that. You claim a spot and you sit there all day and you don't leave because someone will come in and swoop in and take it. And you have somebody who will go out and get the drinks and the food, or you bring it with you, and you make a family picnic, enjoying being outdoors after a few months indoors during the winter cold months. And these trees here are just stunning. You can see over there, they're green now. This one in particular is so beautiful. I believe these are the pink variety of cherry blossoms. And just coming here to Ueno for just a couple of hours on your trip, it's a nice walk around. You don't have to go into any shops. Just walking around is real nice. So if you're in the morning and you're jet lagged, before the shops open, you can just come here. You can see how they've put in very strategically these places where the sakura trees are to make the experience and the walk around the park so beautiful. And there are some temples inside of here which are also, you know, temples and cherry blossoms. It's just so beautiful. I'm impressed that the signal has stayed as strong as it is. What do you guys think? In your ranking, we've got a lot of people who have visited Tokyo many times before. Where do you put Ueno as in places that you should visit in your ranking of top 5? What are your top 5s? Maybe if you want to put it in the chat. It's quite interesting to read what other people are thinking. You don't have to just type encouragement to me. You can, people interacting with each other, asking questions and stuff. So this is a good place to share some of your Kiyomizu-do Buddhist Temple. You can see people, you wash your hands and you can go inside there. I don't have a permit to film and I think it would be rude to go in there with the camera, so I'm gonna just stay right here. Well, maybe I can go to the platform here. Just show you the view. I'm not gonna go into the temple, but oh, you can smell the incense. So much better than the what's the picture here? Oh, look at that. You can kind of get a nice view through here. Oh, wow. Okay, I think there was a line of people. All right, I might have busted the line. I had no idea. It's all chaotic. I'm getting out of here. Get out. All right. That's fun. All right, thanks. I see some lists coming in here. I'm going to scroll back. Take a quick look-see here. Some people like Tokyo, what is it, Tokyo Dome? It's interesting. People are giving the numbers. Nobody ranks it as number 1. 5, 4, 8, 6, 3. Interesting. This is the walkway with all of the cherry blossoms that if you go down there, you'll be able to see it, and it'll take you to an opening. Actually, I guess we can go down there. Maybe the signals are bad because when I come here, there's a lot of tourists because of the cherry blossoms, perhaps, and it's okay today. I need at least 5 megabytes up, not download speed, but upload speed. If we got at least 5 megs, which is not a lot, I should be able to have a very clear stream. Probably get even down to 4.5 because of the codec. So this stroll, I know so well. And you can go down here, the steps, all the way to the pond. And during the cherry blossoms, they do have street food down here, so you can get some street food down at the pond stands. There's a lot of kids going by here. And then bring it back to your blue sheet. Early arrival with accommodations in Ueno. This will be the best place to kill time. It is. It's so nice. You can get breakfast at a convenience store, or you can go over and get to the Starbucks and you can get a coffee there, and you can sit there with a cinnamon roll. It's my recommendation. And listen to the crows attack trash cans. They violently try to get in for the delicious trash inside of there. There are live performances. There are events that they hold sometimes. Well, maybe there's something going on today. I don't think so because it's a Monday. But look at that. Yeah, Nezu Shrine. Kuri sub, thank you for bringing that up. Nezu Shrine. If you're here in February, before the cherry blossoms, maybe the middle, that's when the ume blossoms start to bloom, and it is the top spot, one of the top spots in Tokyo, to see the ume plum blossoms. It's so beautiful. The wood on the plum blossoms, the tree is darker, so the contrast between the blossoms, it's so much better than the cherry blossoms in my opinion. Boy, it's a long way. Getting hungry. So I got my teeth done. I cracked a molar, and the dentist, he's actually kind of a famous dentist. He's been on TV many times before, but he took a 3D rendering of my teeth and he let me keep the mold. I have some pretty good teeth, he said. It's kind of cool. So I got a new I guess like zirconium tooth or something. Are you supposed to say this publicly? I don't know. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't expensive, but insurance wouldn't cover these kinds of teeth. It's not dentures. It's just 3D rendering. He took, I don't know, he used some kind of LiDAR thing, and he took a 3D scan of my teeth, and then he made a 3D mold so he could replace the tooth that had the back of the molar had kind of cracked on the back, and was able to give me a new one. And he said, don't eat for like 20, 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do the live stream. No problem there. They gave me a choice of color. They said you can get color number 1, which is like a brand new tooth. Color number 2, slightly, pretty white, but slightly off. Color number 3, 4, all the way down to like number 10, which is like a rotten tooth looking brown color, like rust. I was like, does anyone actually get number 10? He goes, look, if your teeth are that nasty, then you're gonna get a tooth that matches your other nasty teeth, unless you get whitening. And he asked me, are you gonna get whitening? And I said, I don't think so. And maybe. He goes, okay, well then just go with number 2. So I got number 2, not perfectly white. He said some people get the white ones, and yeah, the number 1s, you really have to have like really nice teeth to get the number 1s. And I don't have that much, I don't know, going number 1, you have to earn that. I don't think I brush a lot, but my God. Aiken is here in the house. Would you be able to stream Ueno Park again with the Lotus are in full let me know when that is. I think I have an idea. And John, nice to see you again. Stay hydrated and maybe a quick snack. You got it, brother. It's nice to see John here. Good day. There is an event. Curiosity killed the cat. Cat killed the crow. No, actually, I think it's the crow killed the cat. Those crows are violent. Beautiful day. So just to take a look here, for those that are joining us, I'll show the map real quickly. Show this in the beginning. Where exactly are we in Ueno? We are here. It's north of the Imperial Palace, and it's an amazing park in its own right. But I started it on this side of the station, the over the road overpass here, because the Showa-dori on this side is kind of a mess. We walked underneath the railroad tracks past Ameyoko Market to the park, where we are now, and I'm standing in front of Ueno Zoo, which is pretty cool. You can see the zoo garden over there, and we just went through there. So I'm actually right there on that triangle, which is the perfect place to end this animation right here. Boom. You see what I did there? See what I did there? It's pretty cool. Look at the way people are dressed. It is cooler now. I even have a jacket because this morning it was chilly. This is the old entrance to Ueno Zoo. It has since been moved to the other side, and it's highly encouraged that you go on their website and get advanced tickets through there. They changed the system, I think, just before everything was breaking down in 2020. It was in need of renovations, let's just say. A lot of history in there. They held World War II POWs in there from the United States in cages, so the citizens could look at them. It's one of the most horrible stories I ever heard about the war. So many of them. But look, it's stuff that you have to put behind you, but never forget, because this is such a different country than 70, 80 years ago, 90 years ago. Every country is such a different country. 90 years ago in the United States, imagine what that was like for so many people. It's so different now. So Oh, I guess the event is over. They had like a Cuban event, which was awesome because they had Cuban sandwiches and music, salsa music and stuff. It was amazing. Sometimes a Starbucks on the weekend can be really busy, so most people will go here to the Everyone's Cafe. Because it's more food over there, but sometimes this Starbucks, which used to be one of the most beautiful ones in the country, has been eclipsed because there's so many beautiful ones. They've, gone past coffee and into architecture. Some of the Starbucks, they've worked with Kengo Kuma and made an amazing experiences for customers that go inside of there. And right now, I believe they have the gingerbread lattes out here, like the Christmas coffees are already out. But they also have the yaki imo frappuccino. This is all like sugar stuff. I never get that, but oh, what is this? This is kind of new. Pachi pachi. Looks like a fireworks type of thing. And then there's a chocolate mousse latte. It's nice to, on a day, lazy afternoon, it's nice to sit outside, read a book here. And again, if you are decompressing after a long flight, you're staying in Ueno, this is a nice place to do it. You're among flowers and stuff outside on a beautiful day. Probably winter's a little bit too, manhole. Winter might be a little bit too cold to be outside, but it doesn't get that cold in Tokyo. On average, in January, it's 50 degrees. Of course, not every day, that's the average. Some days are like well below zero. So I want to take you now I got to walk back to Ueno Station. If you're coming out of Ueno Station, this is why I told you in the beginning of it. Like, this is a great way, if you're at home watching, you are well prepared for a Ueno Station and a Ueno trip right now. You've probably just learned like more than a guidebook because you've been hanging in there for 35 minutes. But visually, you can see it all, how wide and open it is. On the weekend, it's just full of people. On a Monday morning, you're not going to have that much problem. But if you look straight this way, it takes you straight to Ueno Station. So if you get off the Yamanote line and you wanted to come here, you make sure you get off on the platform right after you get on the train. Don't go down the wrong steps. Take the park exit steps. So then you're in the right direction. If you get off on the wrong side, you're going to go to the Hirokoji entrance, which takes you like 10-15 minutes to walk around to get to this point. So just be careful with that. This is the park entrance, is also the museum entrance, so you can go to all the museums. There's a lot of them here. These are world-renowned museums too. They're very good. Tokyo's museums. Some really great exhibitions sometimes. Get some culture other than Japanese culture sometimes. Can be a little bit much. I have to be honest with you. Jovan, you're very welcome. See, I like to see the chat sometimes. I know like a lot of you are talking to each other, but sometimes I have to remind myself that it is a live chat. You have to say thank you. You're very welcome. It's nice to walk around on a day like this. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna take you now, kind of express. I would run, but it's too nice to run. Maybe I can take a detour. Detour. This direction. I wonder who plays tennis here. Is it baseball? Aiken, I just got your message on Patreon. Thank you, buddy. I just got the notification. I'll check it out. Gosh, you're such a great community on Patreon. I've met Aiken before. I've met so many people before who are here, who are there, and it's nice when I'm doing a live stream that you're joining me. You're still here. It's good to put a face to the name. Look at that, look, if you look down here, sometimes you have to stop and slow down and you can see a little bit of nature. Look at those flowers. The bug inside. He found a good home there. There's a bunch of them. They're starting to bloom. What are these called? Anybody know? Anybody know? And Joy, I found a gachapon I was supposed to send you. I thought I'd sent it. I'll try to put it together. We got through the, it's been there for like years. Or maybe I did send it and it was returned. I can't remember. Gotta put it back in the mail. Make something up for you, Joy. I know you know what I'm talking about too. I got it. They were like 2018 or 2019. I'm like, okay, I'm getting this for Joy. And then they weren't taking post to any country. Or it was a risk, it probably wouldn't have made it. Nope, you did not. Okay. I'm pretty sure in a live stream once, it was something to do with that zombie anime. The one where the girl's got the flute in her mouth. That's an interesting smoking area there. I think I got it. Is it the same place that you, for the postcards? If not, DM them. I hope you're getting the postcards. I've been sending them every month. Sometimes if you miss one, just let me know and I'll just send a replacement. Not a big deal. Sometimes it happens, the post office will destroy it and then they you know, it doesn't arrive, and I get a message from you guys and I put it back in the mail the next day. Get to the vending machine. Where? There's a lack of them inside of the park. Demon Slayer, that's the one. Yeah, something with Demon Slayer. I didn't open it. I don't know what's inside. Or did I open it? I don't remember. So many years ago. I said, who wants this one? And Joy said, I do. I said, all right. And 5 years later, it arrived. Sometimes things take a little bit of time. As a dude is playing on some musical instrument. What is that? Interesting. It's got some kind of a cello. It's a little sad. Don't know. Kind of took the vibe away. This area is so beautiful in the spring. I want you to imagine that all you see are trees with white blossoms here. That's all you see, just white blossoms and blue sheets, people picnicking, lots of noise, the smell of onigiri, karage, booze, beer, whatever, dudes, girls. I don't know, it smells like humanity. But it's a beautiful floral humanity because it's such a pretty spot. But people still come here to picnic though, you know? It smells like takoyaki. Chinese samisen, right, St. John, could be. Sounds like a theremin. Not sure. Dudettes, there you go, UFO Bob, boom. Can't forget the dudettes. And we're back sort of where we started with the Saigo Takamori statue, but I'm gonna go in this direction here. We're gonna cut through this pathway. I'm gonna be quiet so you can soak in some of the sounds of the park for a second. Sounds like a zombie crow. Now you're starting to see where we started the live stream about 45 minutes ago? Holy smokes, has it been that long? Hey, Trevor Beck's here. Hey, Trevor. You can see the park map there. It's really pretty. Ellis is here. You're welcome. Have a drink. Kanpai. Because you're on New York. You're on New York time. Kanpai. You'll be, all of you, I guess, we'll be seeing David visiting from the New York, New Jersey area on his first trip to Japan. That's going to be something. We'll see if we can get him at the airport. That's next week, isn't it? That's next week. Up here, look at that view of the Skytree, folks. Wow. It's that kind of a day. It's warm with the sun hitting my face. I'm gonna miss that in a month or two. I could take off my jacket, but you know, it's now shorts. Actually, this is shorts weather. This morning it was chilly. We're in those kinds of days where it's chilly in the morning and it warms up real nice from the sun in the afternoon, low 70s. And here we go. This is maybe my favorite spot in Ueno as a train lover. Oh, and you got the Keihin Tohoku line, hurry! And the Yamanote line. Oh, they're both competing. And the Keihin Tohoku line wins it. This is such a really nice view, especially on the weekends with loads of people crossing the street. The trains are going by here so often. The Shinkansen's underground though, so you don't get to see that. Missed the NEX, yeah. Look, just some advice to you. If you're getting on the Shinkansen going up to Tohoku, it might make a little bit of sense to go back to Tokyo Station on weekends so you can get a seat if you have a non-reserved ticket, because that's the origin. If you're getting on the train at Ueno, most likely people have filled every seat by the time it gets to Ueno. So going to the origin to Tokyo Station to get a non-reserved seat makes a lot of sense. Take the Yamanote line back about 3 stations, get off there, and you can get onto the Shinkansen platform from that spot. And it's just a little bit of local tip. Then you don't have to stand on the train. You don't have to worry about getting a reserved seat. The origin, you always get a seat, especially if you're like 10 minutes before the train departs. Slice of Tokyo life. This is the Yodobashi Camera Building. I don't know what it was before, about 15 years ago though. So there you go. I think that was a fun time. Almost an hour. It's a lot better. I realized that I was doing too many, I don't know, tourists going crazy kind of stuff. But I think it's really important that we don't let it go. And I think you have to see what some of the issues are happening here in the country inside of Japan. This stuff hits the news. It impacts the way Japanese think. And knowing a little bit about that and knowing how your actions could impact how, because this is an island, right? The way people think here is a little bit different than they would on a mainland, I guess. It's important that you know some of the behavior, some of the trends of behavior that's happening and the lack of respect. And I'm not going to do too much of that kind of stuff, but I do think it's important that you see that from time to time. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to filter it. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. And I don't think I have. When we talked about Tokyo moving to Japan, a lot of people see this as like paradise. It's really not. Your first 6 months are going to be hard. It is not easy to adjust to Japanese life because you're part, maybe it will be in 20 years, I don't know. There's less Japanese, more foreigners, but you're expected to adjust to the Japanese way of life, not to maintain the American way of life or wherever you're from. So maybe you could balance it out a little bit, but you are pretty much in a foreign country and you're going to have to get used to those rules. And there are frustrating times where things don't work the way you want them to. And not everybody deals with it in the same way. And I highlighted that in a message that I received from somebody in a stream that was like 100,000 views or something. The saddest comment I ever received from a dude who was living here, and the honest feedback he had on how his paradise was not really a paradise, and I felt bad about it. Look at all those wires and tracks. Crazy zigzag train platform. All right, everybody. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are in the world. Love you guys. See you in another live stream. Probably tomorrow. We'll see. I got a bunch of editing to do. Mata ne. You're welcome, Scott. Good night, Joel. Bye, Ario.